Hey guys, just want to share another quick story with you. So this is going to be really quick. It's not a really long story, but I thought it'd be cool to share with you. So for you guys who actually heard my testimony, where that I walked out of a homeless shelter, and the Lord allowed me to actually get an office building with like nothing down. So this was after that point. So at this point, I had just gotten the office building, and I was painting it. Trying to get it opened up for my business and everything. So one day, as I was in there, painting the office. I had the door open, to let the fumes, the paint fumes, out of the building as I was painting. And as I'm painting, all of a sudden, this man walks in because like handsome, okay, like he was fine, okay. Like Shamar Moore fine, okay. So like this handsome man walks in, and at first I was kind of started like, okay, well, what you doing in my building? Like I invite you in here. So he walks in, but he was very nice, very polite. Didn't seem to pose any threat or anything. So he walks in, he introduced himself to me, and and then he starts saying, I've been watching you in here painting and, doing work in your building here. And then he was like, I think you're beautiful. And as a matter of fact, I think you're my wife. And I'm just like, oh, uh, okay. Number one, you just walked in my building out of nowhere. I don't know you. So on day one, he's like, oh, I think you're my wife. So of course I didn't take him seriously or whatever. So talked for a little bit. He was talking about just other things that he had done in his life, and then he left. So this guy kept coming back, literally for almost like I think almost 3 months straight. He came back every single day to my office, and then he was telling me, he said, I'm in this organization that they will, if you marry me, we will provide funding for your business. Like it'll be at least $2 million. And he would come every day. He would tell me the same thing, and I was like, well, what do I need to do to get the $2 million from this organization that you? Oh, you just have to marry me, right? Literally, like every day for like 3 months straight, this guy would come to my office every day, and just trying to get me to marry him. I was like, okay, number one, you're Muslim. God is not going to send me a Muslim husband. I don't care how fine you are or how much money you have. God is not going to do that. So I'm just sharing this story because whenever God has, given you a blessing, the enemy is always going to try to bring his offer. Okay, it's the same thing he did with Jesus. Like he took him all the way up to the, like, oh, I'm going to give you all, all of, put you on top of the world if you would just bow down and worship me. And it's like Jesus is like, dude, I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I and the Father are one. Like, what in the world? Like, you talk about? Like, I own all of this already. So so even if you have a great gift from God, or even if you have a great inheritance from God, don't be surprised when the enemy tries to bring you his offer, because he's going to bring you his offer. So you have to make sure that you're preparing yourself for his offer, as well as being able to tell the difference between an offer that comes from God and an offer that comes from the devil. You got to be able to tell the difference, right? Because keep in mind, I had just walked out of the homeless shelter. The Lord had done this supernatural thing where I had gotten an office building with no money down. And so I'm painting the building. Now, during this time, I'm living straight on faith, right? The Lord was providing for me. And then the enemy tried to bring his offer. Well, forget this, because he was telling me, well, you don't even have to be in here painting by yourself. Um, I can get you that $2 million, and you have people in here doing all this work for you. So the devil was trying to make his offer sound good, because I'm in here painting. I got paint on my jeans, but for me, I was enjoying the process because it was a faith walk, right? I was enjoying the faith walk. There's something about the faith walk with God that's something that is just, it can't be replaced, because it just grows your faith, and then it blasts your faith to another level, and then you're on this level of faith with God, and then he does something else and it blasts your faith to another level. There's something that's just so powerful about walking in faith with God. It's like, it's like being like a daddy's girl, and you're doing stuff with your father, and in every endeavor that you guys do together, you get to know him better, and there's another level of intimacy with him. And so for me, my faith walk with God was a part of my intimacy with God, because I got to play a game with my daddy. I got to pass him the ball. He got to pass me the ball, So I'm on that. That's what a faith walk is with God. He'll let you do some stuff, and then he'll do some stuff, and then he'll say do this, and then and it's almost like you're playing a game with him because you're partnering with him. And so remember that even in your faith walk, to expect the enemy's offer, and don't take it, okay? No matter how good it is, always know that what God has for you is so much better. It's so much better. That's why I just laugh, when people say, "Well, the only reason why you're sharing your story is because you want to make money off of it." First of all, if I want to make money off of it, I would have told my story 20 something years ago when I was in the homeless shelter when it happened. Okay, like I wouldn't have waited almost 20 years to tell my story of my encounters with God. I told my story when the Lord gave me permission to share my stories. And not only that, but I came back literally. I have the next 11 years of my life is still written down. And I know exactly what I'm on this earth to do. And when I'm done doing it, I'm going to walk right back up that staircase to heaven, and nobody's permission or idea or anybody's idea of me is going to make a difference of that. Because at the end of the day, being in heaven, like you don't want to come back down here. I did not want to come back down here because I already know, regardless of what I get down here, it doesn't matter how much money I make down here, it doesn't matter how much fame or clouds or power, all this stuff people sell their soul for. It doesn't matter how much of it I get. I already know I got better stuff in heaven. Like I could have billions of dollars, private jets, maids, all of that stuff. And the stuff I have in heaven will make all that stuff feel like psh, like a speck of dust. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to what I have in heaven. Like I'd rather be up there. If I didn't have an assignment down here and a whole list of stuff in my book to complete, I'd rather be back up in heaven. Like I would not rather be down here. Trust me. So at the end of the day, guys, always choose God's offer. Okay, don't choose the enemy's offer because he's always going to try to give you one. But understand that God's plan is always going to give you more. And at the end of the day, the big plan is for you to walk up that staircase to heaven. Is for you to spend that eternity with your Father, because eternity is way, way, way longer than even if you spend 100 years on this earth. Eternity is longer. So don't take the enemy's offer and trade out your eternity to be with the devil in hell, okay? Don't do it. It's not worth it. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care what the offer is. Choose God's plan. All right, this is Patience Dean signing off. Good night. Bye-bye.